Hi, this is Matt, the token human at AIWritersRoom.com. Today I'm going to do a short video just looking at Anyword, and in particular Anyword's ability to generate entire blog posts for you. As you can see from their dashboard, they've got a lot of niche tools, everything from email subject lines to the text on Pinterest pins. They also have basic copywriting tools, as they call them, more traditional, can I create AIDA for these topics and product descriptions. But today I'm literally going to look at this one tool, the blog post. And the reason for that is I feel that's what a lot of website owners are looking for when they first start looking at AI writing. They've been told to generate more content for the site. It's hard to come up with ideas. They don't always know what to do. And they're looking for ways to do that without maybe having to increase the spend hugely by bringing in specialist writers. So within Anyword, a project in this context is a blog post. So we're going to create a new one. And we're just going to do this live. So I haven't prepared this at all. Sometimes these AIs are really on it. Sometimes they go off on a bit of a tangent, and you need to guide them a bit more. But I'm going to let the AI do most of the work here and not interfere too much. So I've been playing around with some home and garden content. Let's stick with that. So let's put a blog post. So here we're just describing it. This isn't text that's going to appear in the blog post. It's just text that's feeding the algorithm, so it's got an idea of what we're looking for and what it needs to come up with. So let's put a blog post about, let's put decorating the home. Let's make it a bit more challenging. How colour can affect right mood. So what keywords are we looking for? So here are the keywords. Again, I'll describe it as AI food rather than as many of us might think of keywords as being the SEO context. Let's put decorating, paint, mood. And we're going to now let the AI have a little think and come up with some suggested blog titles. So within all these sections, we can give it our own title. We can write them all ourselves, but we're just going to run with it and use its examples in this one. So this is how paint colour affects your moods. Yes, to the point, but rather dull. 3 mood boosting colours for a successful home. How to get what colours right with decorating. So as you can see, it's come up with a number of suggestions for us, and it's given a score for each. And the scores in Anyword are predictions of how engaging these titles are likely to be by age and gender, which, if you're choosing between them, can be useful. I don't know how much weight to put into those at the moment. It's come up with a number of suggestions. If we want, we can generate more. We can keep going until we get a title that we like. But let's pick something once it comes up with this set. How mood affects the paint colour you choose. That's got the reverse of what I was saying. Home decor ideas to get you out of a blue mood. I like that. I have no idea what it's going to do with this title, but that just strikes me as a little bit different. So there we go. All we've got to do is select it. And what it's now going to do is have another think, and it's going to start generating a suggested outline. So here it's come up with 11 sections. It's just quite long. Tips you to paint from your heart to your mood. What makes you happy? So these would be the subheadings within your blog post. Again, we can edit any of these if we want. We can remove any. We can add our own if we want. We can add additional ones in. But let's go with it. It's come up with a real list this time, which is quite unusual. I haven't seen it do it in quite that same way. And I think it's probably worth me just having a quick scan down, make sure it's not doubling up, or is there any I would drop? Let's go with it. So every time we answer a question, it's using or complete a section, it's using the data from that to feed into the next part. So in this case, it's going to take these, it took the title to generate the outline. It's going to take the outline to generate an introduction paragraph. So again, it's going to give it those engagement scores. And again, we can generate more if we don't like any of them. But let me just have a little read, and I shall pick one of these for us to run with. Okay, I've had a little read through a couple of them. Although it's not the highest score, I'm going to go with this second one. And my reasoning is I just feel like this intro paragraph here gives away some of what's going to be covered in the actual outline, whereas this one here is kind of more of a lead-in that we can build on, or hopefully the AI can build on as we go into it. So what it says here is using colour in your home to boost your mood can be as simple as hanging different artwork on the walls, repainting the living room, or replacing curtains with lighter drapes to let in more natural light. And so this is original text. If we go off and cut and paste that into Google, we shouldn't find any matches. It's not spinning it from existing text. It's not finding an article with the same title and coming up with a take on it. It's using the AI system to, based on solely on the information above and what it understands about language and structure and how articles are built, to generate something entirely new. So we're going to go with that. And then we've completed our setup. We click continue to editor, and it starts giving us the tools to build this out. So what we can now see is that intro, the title we chose, the intro we chose, and each of those headings that we selected. And for each one of these, we can now go in and generate the text. So it looks a little bit fiddly at first, but it's really fast. Again, we can even write them, or we can generate them. Obviously, I'm going to generate them. When we generate the text, we can choose short, medium, or long. Now, I don't know whether this is, I'm on the free trial here at the moment. As you'll see, it's a pretty generous free trial. You can do quite a lot with it. I don't know whether this is a limitation of that free trial. I don't seem to be getting a lot of difference between medium and long on these. So I'm going to stick with medium as I go in. We might try one long one as we go. So tips to use paint to enhance mood. Okay, that's fine. If I want to, I can always undo it, generate it again. And again, as before, we can do it as many times as we want. I'll stick with, unless it's absolutely out there, I'll stick with it with this one. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. If I want to edit any of those, it's also, let's say, if I wanted to, for whatever reason, change any of those, it's just as easy as that to do it. If we're not trusting the AI for whatever reason, we can do plagiarism checks on any paragraph, make sure they don't already exist. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's just there as a bit of a reassurance. And now we can just go through. We can go through the blog post. Each time we feed the algorithm with a section above, it's going to help it do better in the following sections. We can just work through the blog post looking at these. I'll do one more very quickly now, because I feel this is I find these ones quite interesting, because this subheading here is telling us something very specific, and there then becomes a challenge of, is the AI going to deliver on that headline? Is it going to answer the question that it's just posed? But let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's looking good. And it has, and this is what I was wondering about, it has tied it back to our topic as well. So it hasn't simply just taken this and talked about the colour wheel or so on. It is tying it back to using this information above on what we're talking about. So I'm going to pause the video. I'll go through and just complete this quickly. It only takes a minute, but you don't really want to watch me doing that. And I'll pick it up again once I've completed the sections. I am back. Right, I've been through the list. I've clicked generate. I've kept the first suggestion that that Anyword came up with in each of these categories, and as you can see, it's done a fairly good job of filling all that in. I'm going to include a link in this to the full copy. You can go off and have a look to see what you think. I'll draw attention to this one. So here it said, no, it was a yellow. Not only is yellow one of your favorite colors, so the only thing I would, when I was doing this, I read that and I thought, well, actually it's not. So that felt like a bit of assumption. So I think that is one I would edit. I would, even if I just put, there we go, just because I'm thinking and typing. Simple as that. So we've got those sections. Now, one thing I've noticed with Anyword is it doesn't have a specific tool for writing closing paragraphs, which I feel is a shame because a lot of these, the article can be left hanging a little bit. I haven't yet experimented with sort of putting an additional heading in for wrapping up. That might be something I play around with. Some of the other tools I've been looking at do have specific closing paragraph tools, but overall it's done a pretty good job, I think. And what we can just do, we copy that, we've got that text straight into our clipboard, and we can paste it into wherever we're doing it, WordPress. I'm going to paste this into WordPress now. It's going to be on the writing samples on aiwritersroom.com. The only thing I'll do beyond that is I'll just put a few H tags in to make it easy to read, and I shall leave it at that. Take a look at the article, see what you think. Really interested to hear what people think of the output. My take, having just scanned through this, I haven't read it in depth yet. My take is it's probably better than I would write about decorating, unless I start spending some real time on it. But then I know nothing about it. Is it as good as, like with all these things, it probably hasn't got the original insights that a topic expert would put into it. But let me know what you think. Is it an article? Would it jump out as you as being AI written? Would you find it engaging, interesting? How do you think it compares with cheap copy? As you can see, it probably, other than talking about it, took less than 5 minutes to write, easily less than 5 minutes to write. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'll do another video soon. We'll compare it with some other tools, and we'll look at some of those specific ones, and also some tips I'm learning about how to get a bit more out of these as you use them.